Lila, a bright and cheerful teenager, walked confidently into the upscale boutique downtown. She had been saving up for weeks to buy a special gift for her mother's birthday. The store was known for its exclusive collection, and she was eager to find the perfect item. As she browsed through the elegant displays, a woman working at the counter noticed her and suddenly approached. "Excuse me, but this store isn't for just anyone," the woman said sharply. "I'm going to have to ask you to leave." Lila blinked in surprise. "I'm just here to shop," she replied politely. The woman's expression didn't soften. "Please leave immediately." Lila felt a knot form in her stomach but kept her calm. "I'm sorry, but I don't understand." "I'm a customer like anyone else," she said softly. The woman folded her arms, her tone icy. "This is a private store with a specific clientele. We don't allow just anyone to shop here." Confused and hurt, Lila glanced around. Other customers were watching quietly, sensing the tension but not intervening. She took a deep breath and said, "I promise I'll only look. I have every right to be here." But the woman shook her head. "I'm serious. Please leave now, or I'll have to call security." At that moment, the door swung open, and a man in a sharp suit walked in. His presence immediately commanded attention. The woman stiffened as she recognized him. "This is my daughter," Lila said quietly, her voice filled with hope. The man smiled warmly at Lila and then turned to the employee. "Is that so? Well, then maybe you should reconsider how you treat customers." The man's voice was calm but firm, carrying the authority of someone used to being in charge. The woman behind the counter swallowed hard, suddenly aware that she was facing the CEO of the very company she worked for. He took a few steps closer, looking directly at her. "I've just arrived from a meeting, and I couldn't help but overhear how you treated my daughter. I expect better from my staff." The woman avoided his gaze, her confidence slipping away. I was just doing my job, sir. We have certain standards here." He shook his head slowly. "Standards don't mean treating people unfairly or making them feel unwelcome. We pride ourselves on respect and excellent service for all customers." Turning to Lila, he smiled gently. "I'm sorry you had to go through that. Please continue your shopping, and if you need any assistance, ask for me directly." Lila's eyes brightened with relief and gratitude. "Thank you, Dad." The woman at the counter looked humbled. The CEO's firm but kind response made it clear that such behavior wouldn't be tolerated. Word quickly spread among the staff, and the atmosphere in the store shifted noticeably. After the CEO's intervention, the woman behind the counter quietly stepped away, and another employee approached Lila with a warm smile. "Welcome back. How can I assist you today?" Lila nodded appreciatively and started browsing again, feeling more at ease. The boutique, once cold and unwelcoming, now felt brighter and friendlier. Other customers who had witnessed the scene whispered among themselves, admiring how the situation was handled. Her father stayed close by, engaging briefly with a few customers but mostly keeping an eye on the staff to ensure everyone was treating clients with respect. As Lila examined a delicate necklace, her father knelt beside her. "You've got great taste," he said with a proud smile. "Anything catch your eye?" "I think this one would be perfect for Mom," Lila replied, holding up the necklace. Her father nodded approvingly. "Let's make sure you get it. You deserve to enjoy shopping here just like anyone else." The manager of the store soon came over, extending an apology on behalf of the staff. "I'm very sorry for the earlier incident. It won't happen again." Lila smiled politely, feeling a sense of justice and kindness finally restored. As they left the store later that day, Lila glanced up at her father. "Thanks for standing up for me." He wrapped an arm around her shoulder. "You don't ever have to thank me. Everyone deserves respect, no matter where they shop or who they are." The next day, news of the incident had quietly spread throughout the company. The CEO called a meeting with the store's management team, making it clear that customer service standards had to improve immediately. "Our brand stands for inclusivity, respect, and fairness," he said firmly. "Any behavior that undermines these values is unacceptable and will have consequences." The woman who had asked Lila to leave was summoned to his office. With a serious but fair tone, he explained how her actions not only reflected poorly on the store but also damaged the company's reputation. "We are a team," he reminded her, "and it's our responsibility to make every customer feel welcome." She listened quietly, realizing the gravity of her mistake. The CEO didn't seek to punish but to educate and encourage change. "I'm giving you a chance to learn from this and do better," he added. "Our success depends on how well we treat people." Back at home, Lila felt a new sense of confidence. The experience had been difficult, but her father's support made her feel valued and empowered. "I'm proud of you," he said during their dinner that evening. "Standing up for what's right is never easy, but it's always important." Lila smiled, knowing this was just the beginning of many lessons about kindness, respect, and strength. In the weeks that followed, the boutique underwent a noticeable transformation. The staff attended new training sessions focused on customer care and creating a welcoming environment for everyone. The CEO personally checked in regularly, emphasizing that the company's values were more than just words, they were promises to every visitor who walked through the door. Lila visited the store again one afternoon, this time accompanied by some friends. They were greeted warmly, and the atmosphere was completely different from her first visit. Smiles and helpful advice replaced cold stares and dismissive attitudes. As Lila and her friends browsed, she noticed the woman who had asked her to leave before. Instead of tension, there was a genuine effort from her to be kind and attentive. Catching Lila's eye, the woman gave a small, sincere nod of acknowledgement. Lila smiled back, feeling a quiet sense of closure. Change wasn't always easy, but when people were willing to learn and grow, better days were possible. Later, Lila's father called her that evening. "How was your visit today?" he asked. "Much better," Lila replied. "It feels like a whole new place." He chuckled softly. "That's the way it should be, everyone deserves to be treated with dignity and respect, no exceptions." As they ended the call, Lila felt hopeful. Not just for herself, but for anyone who might face challenges like hers. With kindness and leadership, even difficult situations could lead to positive change. Over time, the story of Lila's experience and the CEO's response became more than just a family matter, it turned into a company-wide lesson. The CEO shared the incident during a quarterly meeting with all employees, not to single anyone out but to reinforce the importance of empathy and professionalism. "Every customer who walks into our stores is important," he said. "Our duty is to create an environment where everyone feels welcome and valued. This isn't just about business, it's about respect and kindness, which are the foundation of who we are." Inspired by the CEO's words, several employees volunteered to lead new initiatives aimed at improving customer experience. They introduced monthly workshops on communication skills and understanding diverse customer needs. The changes began to reflect in customer feedback, which became overwhelmingly positive. Lila herself became somewhat of a symbol of the company's commitment to better service. She occasionally visited stores, offering her own perspective as a young customer, reminding staff that their attitudes and actions truly mattered. One afternoon, during a special event at the boutique celebrating diversity and inclusion, Lila was invited to speak. She stood before a crowd of employees and customers alike, sharing her story, not as a victim, but as someone who believed in the power of change. "I want everyone to know that it's okay to stand up when things aren't right," she said confidently. "But it's also important to forgive and help others learn. Together, we can make every place welcoming for everyone." The room erupted in applause, and her father looked on with pride. The moment was a turning point, not just for the boutique but for the entire company culture. Months passed, and the boutique became known not just for its exquisite collections, but also for its exceptional service and warm atmosphere. Customers of all ages and backgrounds felt comfortable shopping there, and many commented on how welcoming the staff had become. The CEO, proud of the progress, continued to prioritize inclusivity and respect across the entire company. He launched a mentorship program pairing new employees with seasoned team members who embodied the company's values. This helped reinforce a culture of kindness and professionalism from the very beginning. Lila's story remained a powerful example within the company's training materials, reminding everyone why respect and empathy mattered so much in their daily work. One day, the CEO surprised Lila with an opportunity to participate in a youth leadership conference. "You have a voice that can inspire others," he told her. "Use it to make a difference." Lila embraced the chance wholeheartedly, preparing a speech about courage, respect, and the importance of standing up for what's right. Her message resonated with many young people who faced their own challenges, reminding them that positive change starts with believing in themselves. Back at the boutique, the once tense and uncomfortable moments were now replaced with genuine smiles and heartfelt greetings. The woman who had once asked Lila to leave had grown tremendously, becoming one of the store's most respected employees and a mentor to new hires. Through understanding and growth, the boutique had transformed into a shining example of how kindness and leadership could create lasting change, not just in business, but in people's lives. As time went on, the ripple effects of the boutique's transformation extended beyond its walls. Local community groups began partnering with the company to host workshops and events promoting inclusivity and respect in various settings, from schools to workplaces. The CEO often spoke at these events, sharing the story of Lila and the boutique as a powerful example of how leadership and empathy can change environments for the better. Lila became more active in these initiatives, volunteering her time to speak with young people about standing up for themselves and others, and about the importance of kindness in everyday life. Her experiences helped her connect deeply with those facing challenges, and she quickly gained a reputation as a thoughtful and inspiring young leader. Meanwhile, inside the company, the CEO made sure that no employee felt overlooked or undervalued. He introduced an open-door policy encouraging staff to voice concerns or ideas without fear. The result was a workplace culture that thrived on collaboration, mutual respect, and continuous improvement. One afternoon, as Lila and her father walked through the boutique together, she noticed something that filled her with pride. A new employee was warmly helping a family who looked a bit hesitant about entering the high-end store. The employee's patience and genuine kindness reflected the values that had taken root since that first difficult day. Lila turned to her father and smiled. "It's amazing to see how much has changed." Her father nodded, squeezing her hand gently. "It's all because you showed us what needed to change, and because everyone was willing to listen and grow." As they exited the store, the sunlight bathed them in a warm glow, a fitting symbol of the hope and progress they had worked so hard to create. The company's renewed commitment to kindness and respect didn't stop at the boutique, it became a core principle across all their locations and departments. Inspired by the CEO's leadership and Lila's story, employees found new motivation in their work, knowing that every interaction mattered deeply. The CEO initiated regular, listening sessions, where employees and customers could share their experiences, ideas, and concerns directly with leadership. These sessions fostered open communication and allowed the company to address issues promptly, further strengthening trust within the organization. Lila, now more confident than ever, became a frequent guest at these sessions. Her youthful perspective reminded everyone that respect and fairness should be the foundation of all businesses, big or small. During one of these sessions, a young employee shared how the training and culture shift had changed her outlook. "I used to think my job was just about sales," she said, "but now I see it's about making people feel valued and respected. That makes all the difference." The CEO smiled, proud of the progress but always focused on what was next. "That's exactly it," he replied. "Business isn't just about products or profits, it's about people." One afternoon, the CEO surprised Lila with a special award recognizing her courage and positive influence. As he presented it to her in front of the team, he said, "You remind us all that standing up for what's right takes strength, but it also creates opportunities for growth and understanding." Lila accepted the award with grace, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. Her journey, from being wrongly turned away to becoming a beacon of change, had shown her the power of resilience and compassion. Walking out of the ceremony later, she turned to her father and said, "This is just the beginning." He smiled, knowing she was right. Together, they had sparked a movement, one that would continue to shape their company and community for years to come. In the months that followed the award ceremony, Lila's influence continued to grow beyond the company walls. She was invited to speak at schools, youth organizations, and community centers, sharing her story to inspire others to believe in their own power to create change. Her speeches emphasized the importance of respect, kindness, and standing up with confidence, even in difficult situations. She reminded audiences that while challenges are inevitable, the way we respond to them can make a lasting difference. Back at the boutique, the company implemented a mentorship program inspired by Lila's journey. Experienced employees volunteered to guide new hires not just in sales techniques but in embodying the company's values of empathy and inclusivity. The woman who had once asked Lila to leave had become one of the most passionate mentors. She often shared her own story as a lesson on growth and the importance of second chances. Her transformation was a testament to the power of leadership and compassion. The CEO often praised the changes during company-wide meetings, highlighting how every individual's effort contributed to building a stronger, more respectful workplace. One afternoon, Lila's father surprised her with news that made her heart swell with pride. The company was launching a scholarship program to support young people pursuing careers in business and leadership, especially those who, like Lila, had faced obstacles but demonstrated courage and determination. "This is for you," he told her. "And for every young person who deserves a chance to shine." Lila smiled, feeling honored and ready to take on the future. Her journey had started with a single moment, but it had grown into a powerful story of hope, change, and opportunity for many. The scholarship program quickly gained traction, attracting applications from young people across the region. Many shared stories similar to Lila's, moments of challenge, resilience, and hope. The program not only provided financial support but also mentorship opportunities, workshops, and internships within the company, helping students develop skills and confidence for their futures. Lila took an active role in the selection committee, eager to help identify candidates who showed determination and the potential to become future leaders. Her perspective brought fresh energy to the process, reminding everyone involved that opportunity could transform lives. The company's commitment to community engagement deepened as well. Partnerships with local schools and organizations expanded, focusing on creating inclusive environments and promoting respect in all aspects of life. The CEO often emphasized that business success was intertwined with social responsibility. Meanwhile, the boutique continued to thrive. Customers repeatedly praised the welcoming atmosphere and attentive service. Stories of positive experiences spread through word of mouth and social media, strengthening the company's reputation. One afternoon, as Lila was visiting the boutique, she noticed a group of young employees engaged in a lively discussion about new ideas for improving customer experience. Their enthusiasm and dedication filled her with optimism. Her father approached her, smiling. "Look at what we've built together," he said quietly. "A place where everyone matters." Lila nodded, feeling grateful for the journey and excited for what lay ahead. "It all started with one moment," she replied, "and now it's a movement." Together, they stood at the entrance of the boutique, ready to welcome the next chapter of growth, kindness, and leadership. As the years passed, the company continued to flourish, not just in profits but in its reputation as a place where respect, kindness, and inclusion were lived values every day. The story of Lila and her father became a symbol of how courage and compassion could spark meaningful change. Lila, now a confident young woman, had grown into a respected leader and advocate. She balanced her involvement with the scholarship program and community initiatives while pursuing her own career ambitions. Her experience had taught her the importance of standing up for fairness and leading with empathy. At a company anniversary event, the CEO took a moment to reflect on the journey. "What started as a difficult day has become our greatest opportunity," he said. Thanks to each of you, we've created a culture that uplifts everyone who walks through our doors. Lila stepped forward to share a few words. Change isn't always easy, she said, but it's always possible when people come together with respect and understanding. I'm proud to be part of a community that believes in second chances and growth. The crowd erupted in applause, celebrating not only the company's success but the spirit behind it. Walking side by side after the event, Lila and her father shared a quiet moment. "Thank you for believing in me," she said. He smiled warmly. "Thank you for reminding us all what truly matters." Together, they looked toward the future, one built on the foundation of kindness, courage, and the promise that every person deserves to be treated with dignity. With every challenge faced and every lesson learned, Lila's journey became a shining example of how respect and kindness can transform not only a single moment but an entire community. Her father's leadership and her courage showed that change starts with standing up for what's right and believing in the power of growth. The boutique and the company they built now stand as a beacon of inclusivity and warmth, welcoming everyone who walks through their doors. Their story is a reminder that every person deserves to be treated with dignity and respect, no exceptions. Together, Lila and her father continue to inspire others, proving that when kindness leads the way, the possibilities for positive change are endless.